Alright, so Bloomborough Alchemy is out, and we have a new card, Three Tree Battalion, which is the white color shifted collected company. This looks very similarly at the top 6 cards of our library, but we again take a look at CMC 3 or less, and we get to put 1 instead of 2 of them onto the battlefield under our control, and then you conjure a duplicate onto the battlefield, which is a 1/1 instead of whatever the thing normally was. So, we're basically going to try to use that in this deck to do a lot of life gain things. Now, what this deck is going to try to do is basically use Three Tree Battalion to find either a Delny, which we don't typically want to copy, but it is good to get one of those onto the battlefield. Three Tree Battalion, or sorry, no, not Three Tree Battalion. We want to find Essence Channeler, a Johnny's Pridemate, sometimes an Ajani Nakata Pariah, but typically these 7 cards are our targets. We want to be able to make and duplicate these things that are going to gain us life on ETB and then grow out of control so our opponent can't stop them. They'll need instant speed removal, and typically the removal that's played in the format is a lot of damage-based things. So once we have a large blocker, aggro can't get at us. A lot of targeted removal has problems because it can only hit smaller things, and we'll be able to go over the top with these cards. Essence Channeler is a new-ish card from Bloomborough, Bat Cleric. If you've lost life, it has Flying and Vigilance, which we are going to definitely try to make happen. And then it basically has the clause of gain some life, put a counter on it. And this one in particular, when it dies, it gets to put a counters on a target creature you control, which is nice. And the way that we're going to try to make our life loss happen is going to be through 8 fetch lands in our mono white deck. We're going to be using Arid Mesas and Flooded Strands in order to for the Arid Mesa, try to look like we are a energy deck, and then just in general try to deal like 1 damage to ourselves in order for Essence Channeler to get in for a turn. So we might have a play pattern where we hold the Arid Mesa unfetched for a while until we actually need it. And we can do it at any time because for that 1 life we can always find an untapped land. Other than that, this deck is going to be made possible by the good old friends of Guide of Souls and Ocelot Pride, 2 things that are really good at gaining life and creating things that give us life triggers. We're also going to be combining that with Ajani's Welcome, which, because Ocelot Pride can make so many tokens, is going to translate into us gaining a lot of instances of gaining life, and hopefully Essence Channeler and Pridemates are going to get huge that way. The glue that holds this deck together beyond that is going to be Jolted Awake and Swords to Plowshares as our removal and card recursion. We have 1 Ajani Strength of the Pride in case we gain a lot of life, but opponent has some stuff that we need to deal with. And then there's a 1 of Witch Enchanter in case we need to deal with any artifacts or enchantments. Notably, this also double triggers off of a Delny, who I should definitely talk about before, because when a creature has power 2 or less, and it has an ability trigger, you basically get a second copy of that. And what we're going to be, what she's in the deck for basically is to make sure that things like Witch Enchanter, Ajani, Charmstray, Guide of Souls, and Ocelot Pride all are going to double trigger. The Ajani's Pridemate and Essence Channeler will trigger double on their first attempt, but after that they'll be too large to work with Delny. So just the 2 of right now. Delny's been a fun card to play, but we'll see if she works or not. And then the fun of here is I do want to try to see if we can play a Charmed Stray in a Timeless deck. This is a common card, which you pretty much never even see in most Timeless decks, with the exception of some format staples. And if we can get a Charmed Stray coming into the battlefield with a Delny that's already there, get some double triggers there, use Three True Battalion to find one of these and then conjure a duplicate out is going to be pretty nice. So hopefully Charmed Strays can actually get somewhat large. We'll see about that. Other than that, we have 1 Ondu Inversion in the land space, a Gonjo, Castle Ardenvale, so we have some other ways to win the game. And this is Cat Battalion. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. This is a brew of mine, and we're going to hop into some Timeless and see how it goes. So make sure to like and comment on the video, subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you guys in round 1. Here we go, it's round 1, let's get it. Opening hand has a Guide of Souls, which is typically pretty nice. We also will eventually get to do this Three Tree Battalion, and we might be able to have a Delny on the battlefield, which is pretty nice. This is all going to come down to what our opponent's playing, and if it's combo, we might lose. But otherwise, we have the potential to make a big board in a stare-off kind of game if it goes that way. Onto Inversion is likely going to be my second land drop. And we'll play from there. So opponent goes to 5. Watery Grave. I mean, this is definitely indicative of our good friend, the Show and Tell deck. We could expect a Thoughtseize here. Likely they're doing this to assemble the team. Demonic Tutor is essentially the same play. So we know that they're going to have Show and Tell next turn, probably. Unfortunately, this is not a deck that can really beat that, so we will maybe look to drop Delny on their Show and Tell turn and then just get Najani's Pridemate down. Not really much we can do. This will be unfortunate, but if they have to pass the turn, sometimes these things could work out. Let's see what happens. So this might just be Show and Tell here, in which case we have a very obvious option of just dropping Delny out. That's maybe our only option. I could technically try to ramp a turn here, but I think I will get the Delny out. In all likelihood, we're dead here. We'll gain some energy. The opponent has 2 cards in hand here. They could fizzle. 1 or 2 of these is going to be some sort of card advantage. So if it bricks, it could be possible. Just got to hope that all 3 of those were lands. Maybe we could get so lucky. 1 redraw, Born Upon a Wind. That is sometimes a sign of desperation, but Invent here is going to find them what they need. This is Invent Invert for Mastermind's Acquisition. They will have it here. So a quick game 1 here against tier 1 deck in the format. We did end up with a 5/5 Ajani's Pridemate, which isn't so bad by turn 3. But you can only do so much against a Omnisho deck on the play. All right, round 1 on the bag. Let's go to round 2. All right, well, rude welcome round 1. We're hoping to bounce back here in round 2. We actually have a very similar hand to last time. We can drop Guide of Souls. If they remove it early, Jolted Awake can bring it back on turn 2, so I'm kind of happy with this. Jolted Awake also a potential cycling option in case we don't find our 4th land for 3 Tree Battalion. All right. Well, let's hope that this one goes a little better. Swamp into Dark Ritual into... Is it Hand Hate or Combo? It's going to be Combo. Necropotence. Alright. We'll take 3 or 4 cards here, I think. I think it's correct to take 4 here because you're likely to draw double lands. Let's see if they make that little play here. They'll go to 4, sure. Will there be more? Alright, they're making the plays that I would here. Definitely a competent Necropotence user. And I think the discard is likely a land here. Oh, it's actually Shieldred's Edict. Okay, so it looks like they have a lot of removal in hand. That's good to know. We'll hang out this Guide of Souls for now, and then we'll try to just put some things that opponent needs to deal with onto the battlefield, 1 by 1. And then hopefully by the time they run out, we have Delny and 3 Tree Battalion to go. Blue to Delta, sure. So they dropped off an Edict, meaning that they probably have Fatal Push or another copy of Edict. Alright, Consuming Corruption seems to be pretty similar. That's definitely a pretty decent card to have in these mono black decks out of MH3. And we'll go down to 14 here. So I think I'd rather have Guide of Souls out first. So I think I'm going to Jolted Awake it. Maybe we can draw another 1-drop here. Okay, well we found that 4th land, so now Jolted Awake definitely doesn't need to be used for any of this. I am thinking that Jolted Awake on Guide of Souls is probably the move here, so let's do that. Surgical possibly an option here. We will always pay, never going to not deny that. Hard to say whether that was priority held on Surgical or Necropotence. Hopefully it was on the Necropotence itself, but at this point we will never know. We will not be getting any free information. Dark Red again, they have 5 mana. What will it be? Besiege? No, Necropotence number 2. Oh, so this is a Necrodominance deck. No. Necrodominance needs artifact, or is an artifact rather. And yeah, they wouldn't need Necrodominance unless they had Necropotence. So this is not a Beseech Necrodominance deck. Okay, sure. So we have our way of losing life here for Essence Channeler, so we don't need to play that right now. Here's a Delny here to give us our Guide of Souls triggers. And I think we're probably going to put some counters on our Guide of Souls. Let's take action. Alright, so hopefully that's a bit more annoying to kill. If they have any removal, they point it that way instead of a Delny. And next turn, we might be able to get our 3 True Battalion out. I'm pretty excited. We do see a Nykthos come down, so they have a lot of mana here. I am scared. What's going to happen? The One Ring. Okay. That's fine. So that means they don't have answers yet. And we're just doing some Necropotence Steel, so they could end up being in a situation where they're digging for March of Wretched Sorrow here. That's probably their only castable here, and we're actually going to get to hold up 3 True Battalion, which is nice. Setting up for that next turn, we'll pass. I think it's also kind of worth it to know, I did not mention this in the deck text, so you're getting this info now, but we do have a cat sub-theme with the exception of the bat here and the Delny, and I guess Guide of Souls as well. But we do have a lot of ways of getting pretty wide with cats, and then the Ajani anthems really do help us out. So this is going to be the One Ring here. Really just digging for their answers. I'm kind of expecting something bad here. Grey Merchant of Asphodel, now they can go harder. Sure. We're just looking to avoid any instant death or any hand hate. We can definitely punch way ahead of where we're at right now. Vexing Bauble here. When they cast a spell, we're just putting something onto the battlefield, so that's fine. And we might actually dodge things here, I'm hoping. Chalice of the Void, X equals 1. That doesn't hurt 3 True Battalion, thankfully. And basically, we're just looking to hit an Essence Channeler here on their end step. That's like the best possible hit here. So let's see what it is. This is 3 True Battalion. Let's see what we find. Hopefully something good. That is the opposite of something good. We actually completely whiff here. Alright, we're going to move the turn here. 13 life. We can kill their Grey Merchant. We can probably just end up dropping this Essence Channeler here then. This will get to grow a little bit, which is nice, and it will double trigger through Delny, which is also great. Oh, sorry, actually no it won't because of the Guide of Souls. Alright, so there's an Arid Mesa down. We will be able to get in for 3. We will decline, and then we'll hold up Swords to Plowshares here. I need to dodge any sort of Shieldred, especially because they have the One Ring on. Again, we need to dodge Hand Hate, which it doesn't seem like they're playing. Although it doesn't matter, though, because Chalice of the Void is here. That's tough. So, dead card and a duplicate Delny. Sure. Lots of cards to work with here. Lots of mana. I think opponent is probably going to be turning the corner here. We just really got unlucky with our 3 True Battalion. It is what it is, though. That's what you get when you play a deck that has other things than creatures in it. So Orcish Bowmasters is fine. It doesn't kill me. Yep. I think we're looking to Legend Rule Delny here. Ooh, 9 on that Grey Merchant. Fine. Oh, that's 11, actually. Yikes. Alright, we're going to go to 3. And I think we get drained out here. Not going to lie. And now I understand the double Necropotence plates for Nykthos here. So 4 mana left. What's it going to be? Opponent's pretty much back up at 20, which is very nice for them. And they're targeting Guide of Souls with something. It's going to be March of Wretched Sorrow, sure. I was kind of expecting that. We might as well just make our Desperation Swords to Plowshares. That can get countered with Chalice. It's whatever. I think we kind of lose to combat here pretty soon, so that's the only reason I'm doing something like that. Sure. Would have countered it if I could. And so now we have no life gain, and that's going to be a problem. So I think we're pretty much just one turn away from death here. We'll see what the top deck is, but unfortunately I think we are going to eat it here. Alright, cool. So we'll move to our turn. The Ajani Nikadal Pariah is not so bad. It's something. We unfortunately don't have red permanents, so all that we're really doing is making some cats. Technically, though, we do have enough to live another turn. So that is something. So we will pass. I don't think I need to attack with the Essence Channeler. One more Gray Merchant does it for us, though. Opponent back to 20. We got them close to death, and they have really just made it work for them. It's been some tough beats so far in this deck tech. We're going to lose a Johnny as well to March of Wretched Sorrow. That's pretty standard here. Can't do much about it. Karn the Great Creator. Very cool altard, by the way. This is new to me. Fine. And Karn will go where? Sure. We're going to the sideboard, and what do we find out of the Karn board? I mean, lots of problematic things for me. Disruptor Flute. I'm curious what they will go for here. I think either a Johnny or 3-tree. It's going to be the Johnny. Okay. We can kill Karn here. We can use our Arid Mesa to give Essence Channeler flying. That's always nice. I mean, this Necropotence, One Ring, and Nykthos combo is just pretty deadly to me right now. You got it. And we're kind of just looking to see how opponent can finish things out here. At 3 life, I need to find some life gain, if at all possible. Lots of cards here. They do have about only 30 left. That's okay, though. Lots of cards. So I probably should actually be looking at what is getting discarded here. Alright. Arid Mesa is actually not really going to be the move for me. We will crack one of these going to 2. And we will find the only thing that we can find. Basic white. Alright, so that gets us an Essence Channeler attack in. That's great. And again, we have to pass. So just waiting on the inevitable here. Underworld Dreams, and that is going to be enough to kill us here in the next turn or 2. Bowmasters puts us to 1. We die in our upkeep. So our draw has to be exactly 3-tree Battalion. Alright. Move to my turn here. What will it be? It'll be a Flooded Strand here. We will, in response, crack our Arid Mesa going to 0. So yeah, definitely a pretty tough round 2 and round 1 here. Hopefully round 3 has some fun for us. I can see that this deck has its points. I think this one goes very different if we find a good hit off of the 3-tree Battalion, but you know, that is what it is. I do need to play some sort of removal, recursion, and endgame threats that are not creatures. So unfortunately that means that we're going to miss sometimes, but is what it is. We'll hop into the next one and go for round 3. All right, it is round 3 here, and we get the Ocelot Pride Guide of Souls start. That is enough for me to just snap keep here. So we go Guide of Souls into turn 2 double Ocelot Pride. That is the dream. And then we have Essence Channeler to back it up, which will be great. Especially if they don't play anything and we get to attack on turn 3. The Catacombs. And even if they deal with the Guide of Souls, it's not the end of the world either, because 2 Ocelot Prides that can attack in is fine enough. Shock and Blood Crypt will be Thoughtseize. It'll be Faithless Looting, so we're trying to go Reanimator here. Fine. I mean, double Ocelot Pride is a really good start for me, though, so I will take it. Well, let's see how soon the Reanimate's coming down, though, because that will affect what I would like to do here. So Insolent Neonate, this is going to be Vampires, so we'll expect to see a Sorin pretty soon. Let's go Aganjo. Well, Aganjo could be 4 damage against something that attacks. I don't think there's anything that dies. Vein Ripper does not die to 4 damage. Saint Alendra does not die. The token that Saint Alendra creates does die to that, but it'll gain life prior to me killing it, so I think that this is fine as just a land right now. Here's Pride. Alright, cool. Got some energy here. This is a nice start. We've gained life, so we'll have a total of 7 permanents. By the end step next turn, we should be double. So I'm planning to drop Essence Channeler here, go absolutely nuts, and then we'll have a big creature. That should be able to deal with anything that they're able to reanimate now. So I feel good about where we're at. It's going to be Insolent Neonate. Fine. Looks like we're going to be dropping a reanimation target here. Actually not what I thought it would be. And unfortunately, opponent is not going to let us show what happens when our deck is left unchecked. But let's actually think through the next turn. So basically it's just Flooded Strand, drop an Essence Channeler, or... So okay, actually two different ways this could have gone. Essence Channeler drops, get my trigger on Guide of Souls, attack twice with Ocelot Pride. That's 3 triggers. This is a 5/4. Go to end step, Pride's trigger twice. That means the first one creates a token, then creates a second token. Then the other one makes a third token, then creates 3 more. So we'd make 6 things. 6 more triggers on Guide of Souls. Essence Channeler now becomes a 11/10. So that looks pretty good. Now the other option is go Delny here, because then Delny goes in. We Guide of Souls trigger, whatever. We attack with Ocelot Pride. We gain some life, whatever. Then we go to end step and we get 4 Ocelot Pride triggers, and we just make a absolutely insane amount of tokens. So this next turn would have been really nice. Unfortunately, opponent didn't want to stick around, so we'll never get to see it, unfortunately, this round. We'll move to round 4, though, after finally taking our first win. All right, it's been a pretty unlucky day with our Cat Ocelot Lifegain deck, but hopefully that is going to change. We'll keep an awkward 7 here that has a Johnny's Welcome and Guide of Souls. Let's put the enchantment in first, since we don't have a lot of creatures to work with currently. Gone through the Wellspring. They're probably wondering why I'm playing a 1 mana Johnny's Welcome uncommon here. Raucous Theater, Surveil 1. Okay, Mardu something. We can go Guide of Souls here. I'm down. This just gains us a bunch of life. We'll be at 23, and then maybe Delny goes next. We'll at least be kind of stocked up if we get the Delny out before they kill any of our board. Notably, Delny and a Johnny's Welcome is not a combo. Amped Raptor, so it looks like this is just going to be energy. Sure. They have found. What card? Guide of Souls. Alright. Not so bad. Witch Enchanter. Nice to know that that's around. We'll go Ardenvale for now. Here's Delny. Delny, get a bunch of triggers. Now, I think this is a situation where we just want to make Delny fly. Probably not so much the Guide of Souls. I think I will not attack. So, Witch Enchanter potential turn. We know that if they have Goblin Bombardment, we probably want to hold Witch Enchanter. So, I will not use it yet. Now, the Ajani is a problem. Luckily, we do know that we can pretty likely kill an Ajani through combat. Johnny's welcome, not so great. We're going to hold up Swords to Plowshares to kill a Johnny. What I will do, though, is attack with Delny. We will pay once with Guide of Souls. Alright. Cool. They're down to 13. This is a clock of some sorts. Raptor, what do we find? Okay, it's another Johnny. Fine. Alright, so we're going to let this come in. We're going to let them legend roll, and then with the trigger on the stack, we will do this. Kill a Johnny. Alright, so that dealt with most of that. Chthonian Nightmare, that is a problem because now they can bring back the Johnny this turn. And they can actually just kill my Delny, which sucks. I'll need to draw a land or a creature. Oh, no, this is okay. Yeah, they don't have the ability to flip a Johnny yet. This is fine. They make their Guide of Souls big. You got it. Witch Enchanter, not so good anymore, but this Jolted Awake is kind of decent. We don't really have anything in the graveyard, unfortunately. I think this does need to go as a land. So Jolted Awake will probably just redraw with here. I'm going to block with this Delny most likely. I mean, if they flip a Johnny, though, this pretty much sucks. We do have a chance at drawing into another Swords to Plowshares, but we know that that is not a 4 of in our deck, so pretty unlikely. So I think we might just get bowled over here. We'll attack in. I'm going to just tank this. Guide of Souls is going to make itself bigger. You got it. Okay, let's Jolt It Awake first. See what our draw is. Johnny's Pridemate, that's something. We can tank the life gain, thankfully. And here's a Giganta. Alright. So 3 True Battalion's pretty nice. I think I will start with that. Well, okay, I think what I actually do is I go Delny first. And we will wait to see what to do. And turn, pass. So we do need to get a good hit here. It is possible. Unstable Amulet, that's not the end of the game. It's all good. Chthonian Nightmare, though, is kind of bad. They don't have a creature target in the graveyard, so maybe that's why they're holding the Chthonian Nightmare. No, they will actually play it here. Do they need to target a creature? Yeah, they will need to target a creature card in their graveyard. So they can't actually flip a Johnny yet, unless I'm misunderstanding. We'll make an attack here. No Guide of Souls attack. Okay, so I can't take damage yet, so there's no real reason to try to catch that flying Guide of Souls here. I think I just eat a lot of damage. I will theoretically be able to gain back some life, so this is not the end of the world. Not blocking. We'll pass. Alright, down to 4. We need to gain a lot of life here. Here's 3 True Battalion. What will we find? Hopefully it's something good. Well, Justin the Johnny's Pridemate, but that's something. So this is a lot of life gain here. It's going to be a lot of a Johnny's Pridemate triggers. We'll see if they have removal for any one of these. We're resolving all here. I unfortunately need to click through all this, so we'll just spam space. But now we have a big board. So they will need to start blocking. Luckily there's no cats to block as well. Alright, cool. So that is about 30 damage for 4 mana. Pretty efficient. Get to move to our turn here. It's going to be an Ardenvale. Ardenvale is nice because we can make a 1/1 at instant speed now. Here's another Pride Mate, and I think we just go in with the board here, force them to make some trades. Yeah, we're basically back at 20 here. You love to see it. And yeah, we actually just make all these things flying, and then we win the game. So cool. We're finally going to take one over Boros Energy, a deck that I really didn't think we were going to be able to do it against. Amazing. And this is not even our best hit off of our 3 True Battalion, so cool. Moving with the squad. We will always take action here. Take action. Target. Take action. Target. Take action. Target. Take action. Target. Alright, we're in there. Hopefully opponent can't do anything about this. We will take game 4. That feels so good to say. Alright, well, we've proved that while it doesn't win all games, this deck can take games in Timeless. Let's finish it off in round 5. Alright, 5th and final round. We're off a great round 4. We've finally seen Charmed Stray for the first time in this series. 3 True Battalion and Delny look good in this hand. I think we'll take this. So we get to start with Ocelot Pride. If they have removal, they'll use it on it most likely. I'm debating if it's a double Charmed Stray turn or if we just hold them and wait for Delny. I think if my next draw is a land, I hold for Delny. Otherwise, it's just play some Charmed Strays. Alright, cool. So we're holding for Delny here. Well, they're definitely going to block if I attack. Unfortunately, we do need to just sit back and be sad with our Ocelot Pride. That's unfortunate. But this Delny, though, the next turn, that'll be pretty good. They stay. And we can go a Johnny's Welcome here. I think we're probably just going to be cracking both of these. Alright, we're cracking 2 fetch lands to just stay mono white here. Opponent must be confused. Here's Delny. So now we just need to find out how we're going to get some life gain here. It's going to be mana drain on our Delny. It looks like this is going to be Sultai Control. So now that this is done, we're probably just going a Johnny's Welcome Charm Stray next turn, hoping to trigger Ocelot Pride. They'll add some mana here. What are they doing on my end step with 1 blue mana? Brainstorming. Alright. So we just want to go wide while their shields are a little bit down. Or while they don't have anything other than this Deathrite Shaman standing in my way. So yeah, I think it's probably just go Charm Stray, Johnny's Welcome, unless we draw land, in which case I hold up 3 tree. 6 mana here to work with. Hopefully they don't drop anything crazy. Yeah, Jace the Mind Sculptor, we're going to get brainstormed every turn, unless we can do something about it. Will they look at the top card? Do they want to try to go for that Jace Emblem, or that Jace Ultimate? And a Tameo as well. So now they get to brainstorm with Jace, flip Tameo. Alright. So I'm a little bit worried about this because Tameo is very good against our army of little 1/1s until they get big and wide. Alright, well. So this is the 4th land. I think we go pre-con, or like, well, first of all, we're going to do 3 True Battalion because they're tapped out. As far as I'm aware, they can spell pierce me off with Verdant Catacombs Exile, but we want to try to get this out now. We want to basically do anything that gives us life gain for Ocelot Pride. Pretty much has to be Guide of Souls. I can get another Ocelot Pride. That's worth it. Alright. All we got to do is gain some life. We should be able to do that next turn. And that will give us just a nuclear amount of permanence. Yeah, we actually can go incredibly wide this turn. I kind of hope that opponent can't kill our stuff. Like, a Maelstrom Pulse right now would go absolutely nuts. Or Culling Ritual as well. Look at the top card of my library. Fine. Hopefully it's scary. Alright. You're bottomed. Flooded Strand. Johnny's Welcome. Kind of hope that this resolves. All right, cool. And then they'll need to counter 2 1-mana spells if they want to stop me from doing my thing. All right, cool. The Charmed Stray enters. Let's go. So unfortunately, these were not hit off the 3-tree battalion, so it's just going to be a sad 3 mana or 3 power for 2 effort here. So we'll move to end step, and Ocelot Prides get to do their thing. This will be nice. Oh yeah, now we're talking. All right, so that's a lethal amount of 1/1s. They're gonna need to flip this Tamiyo and plus, so effectively nothing happens, which is funny. But we should be able to attack down the Tamiyo at some point. Very expected Tamiyo +2. I mean, if my opponent has Culling Ritual in this deck, they are doing everything in their power to try to find it right now. Alright, there you keep bottoming my good cards. It is what it is. And I need to find a way to gain some life here. They go for another Deathrite Shaman. So I will attack with my Charmed Stray if it comes down to it. But it's all good. We find Essence Channeler, and this is where we start to go pretty nuclear. So this on its own is basically lethal. Absolute must counter for them if they have it. Looks like they're going to be able to, which is so unfortunate for me. They're thinking about it for a while, though. I mean, maybe they'll let it through. I'm surprised they waited so long to try to figure that one out. They should have definitely done that earlier. So I need to try to gain some life here. It's basically going to need to be this attacking. I probably want to see if I can take their Tamiyo off of killing me. So we will do this. I guess they have many emblems. Fine. So Charmed Stray doesn't do anything. That's unfortunate. So they can kill it for free with the death rights. That's a bit awkward. Thank you for not doing it. Alright, cool. So good end step, didn't gain life, so unfortunately the prides are going to not do much. We are again just in a situation of needing to resolve any creature. We'll take any draws we get. Luckily our blocks are very good. Any brainstorm with Jace, okay, I was going to say any brainstorm with Jace is a forced Tamiyo exile. Alright. So down to 22 cards. Legend Duel Tamiyo, Tamiyo +2s, you got it. Sure. Alright, and they Fate Seal me. They will put something on the top, so I take it that that's a land. I think probably going to just fetch on their end step here, try to get a fresh draw. And Deathrite Shaman will be taking something from my graveyard. No, they're going to be making mana, so 4 mana here. What will it be? Oh man, please tell me it's not Culling Ritual. Okay, just Shieldred, that's fine. That could have been worse. Alright, they are tapped out again. I'd be surprised if the Deathrite Shaman came in. So we go Flooded Strand, fetch here. Now I'm feeling not so stupid for having fetch lands in my monocolored deck. Alright, 1 blind draw here to get it right. Let's go. My turn. Ah, darn, it's just in a Johnny's Welcome. Alright, well, if we ever get to resolve a creature here, we're going to be having so much life. We do have a lot of cards that get us out of the situation we're in, but our opponent's grip is slowly closing here. Oracle the Alpha, so that's how they're going to win. They're going to take turns. That's fine. Alright, Fate Seal me again. Hopefully this is to the bottom. Lovely. Cameo Plus, you got it. Alrighty. 3 True Battalion, so that is the one that we want to see. Lose 2 life, fine. Let's just cast this while they have no mana. Pact of Negation? I hope not. Do they have... Oh man, I have to... they have a lot of mana banked here. That's unfortunate. Maybe I should have waited till end of turn. Counterspell, Mana Drain. I mean, they're all bad. Okay, so a little bit outplayed there. Should have definitely counted the things that were in my graveyard. Luckily, if we find another 3 True Battalion, this is okay. But yeah, this game definitely slows to a halt here. They do kill me in the air eventually with Oracle. Kaido Shizuki, fine. So, I mean, we're basically watching the opponent try to win the game here. Shieldred will do it eventually. Time Twister. This doesn't necessarily kill me, but it's gonna hurt. This is actually pretty dangerous for them to give to me. They have now 45 cards back. Sure, Mox Sapphire. I think they can probably win from this situation. So for us, we have 2 attempts at a creature. That's good. We also can drop Arid Mesa for the Jace Fate Seal, so that's nice. We'll go to 8, though. We need one of these creatures to make it into the battlefield. Ancestral Recall. They could have killed me, almost, with that, so I'm glad they didn't. Yeah, I'd be at 1 if they had... Oh, I would have lost. Yeah, they could have killed me here. I would have died in my upkeep. Alright, so opponent has missed a kill here. I suppose they also just will kill me with Rusco eventually. Alright, I think we might be done for here. Notably, I only see 1 blue mana available. Oh no, the clock as well. So they have access to enough. They will put it on the top, so it was not a good card. Yeah, they can definitely counter 2 spell. Oh, maybe 1 spell here. So we go to 3. Go to Arid Mesa. We definitely want to get some extra information here, and if this does resolve, we want to be gaining a lot of life. We'll put the cheap one in first, see if this works. They have to counter. This is kind of a must counter for them, honestly. Alright, there's the Mana Drain, and now I really hope they don't have another counter spell, because this is the card that could turn the game for us. Do they have it? Deathrite Shaman. I hope that can't access mana. I'm hoping we get this here. Looks like they have removal for something. Okay, just a Fatal Push. Puts us to 1. They get to draw 7 cards. That's actually a problem. Oh, they're going to be able to cast something, won't they? I think I'm going to die to Rusco. That's so close. Alright, there's a chance that they don't draw removal or anything that they can cast, and they don't have a counter spell, but I'm kind of feeling like that's not going to happen. That will be a Fatal Push here. We're going to lose the game. We'll go out on our own terms with Arid Mesa. Okay, well, you know what? Ultimately, we had some tough games, but we did kind of hold these stalemates quite well against these other decks. I think that with a little bit of change in the game plan, I think I can remove some of my non-essential cards like the Swords to Plowshares and maybe some of the reanimation cards to make room for some other just dense, solid creatures. Charmed Stray was a fun little idea here, but ultimately I think is maybe not the best card for this deck. Otherwise, I think this is pretty cool. You know, nice little cat sub theme going on. It's cool to see Lifegain become potentially viable again. I think as we iterate with this deck list, we could come to something very cool. With that being said, though, thanks for sticking around today and watching the video. Make sure to like and comment to help with the algorithm, and subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I will see you guys in the next video.